Hello creators and makers, this is the Random Engineer. Today we're gonna keep going with our Assembly Mates series. This is gonna be the last of the Assembly Mates part, and then we're gonna go into more design and start doing some more interesting stuff. So I hope you guys like this video. I really hope that you guys like the new introduction I just made. I had to learn a little bit about video editing for this, and from now on, I'm just gonna keep getting better and better. So I figure out a way how to finally show you my quick commands and stuff like that. So now you can follow along as I do, and the mouse is gonna tell you all these little pop-up windows that start appearing as I design. So let's just keep going. So for now, I will. Today we're gonna do the cam mate and the screw mate. So for that, we're going to create some kind of screw. Let's just do it a little bit more professional. So let's do a revolve base on that face, and let's say 100, something like that. Just give it some shapes so it looks better. So right now you can I have an option to close it like this, but that's gonna be a completely new line, and I don't like to use a new line, so I'm just gonna extend it, and we'll keep it probably there. As you see, the previous dimension also disappeared because you just extended it and you didn't know how much. So I'm just gonna make it to construction. For that, I did Control D in my key, but you can do something else if you don't feel like it. So now I'm just gonna give some more dimensions here, just so it looks a little bit better. Let's say 25. What am I missing here? Oh yeah. So I'm just gonna say these two are coincident, and it should be 8. That should be all. So that's probably too big. Yeah, let's say 20. And we're gonna go D. Okay, just say yes, finish. That's our first. Well, that's sort of our first part. So I'm just gonna go here and ask for a thread location here, all the way up to here, and let's say M20. Up to here. Oh, this is my bad. I didn't need this. This is up to this selection. Now it's gonna do it. So if you see from the front, you'll see that it's cutting. I don't want to cut. I want to extrude it to. Oh, it seems I have to cut it. Okay. If it lets me, it does. So that's our thread right there. That this may look too big for it, so just gonna drag a little bit so it looks better. Still looks too big. Maybe there, and drag a little bit less here. There you go, looks better now. So just to finish it, I'm gonna create another part. I'm gonna use a slot. Just like that. Maybe say from there to there, 15. Let's say this is 4. That's 20. And let's say an angle. Maybe not from there. Yeah. So I'm just going to create a line here. Now you can see that I have my wheel. This is just going to be a construction and collinear. So now I click on the line, click on the point, and click on the arrow and say, let's say 45. And just extrude it. Let's say 5 mil. And that's all for that part. So I'm just going to save it as some part name. Now I'm going to create a new one. And oh wait, I'm just going to open the previous one. And now I'm going to create another one. So just that shape, say middle point. I don't remember, I think this was 20. Yeah, 20. So I'm just going to say 25. Oh, sorry, 21. From there to there, it's going to be 20 again. And this will be a vertical. So this is completely defined. And maybe I'm just going to do a slot here. This is another slot. From there to there. Same radius. Just going to say that. And if you want the minimum distance between those, you say liters minimum here. And you can edit this, so you'll say 10, let's say. And just, you can do the same here. Click on the line, hold your shift key, and you'll see how it allows you to do the minimum, and if you go more, it will do the maximum. But since this is an arc, it won't let you do the maximum. So just click on there and say 10 again. And you can define this as whatever. And this will be 100. So that's completely fine now. Let's say 20. And we should be all good. So this part is the one that's going to hold the thread. And I'm just going to save it as whatever. Keep having issues with my, never mind. That's it. So I'm going to go and make a new part assembly. There you go. Click on that, hide it. And now I have my insert parts here. So I just go up there, insert this part. Say these two will be concentric. Oh, never mind. That's that. So just for reference, I'm gonna click on this, and if I go right there, I have my mates. So I'm just gonna say that's for positioning, and these two are for positioning too. There you go. Finish. All right. So I'm gonna create a mate now. That's which is gonna be the screw mate. For this one, it's gonna ask me for the, oops, let's go back to that. All right, so for that one, it's gonna ask me for the number of, sorry, the cylindrical face and the tangent and the other cylindrical face. There you go. So those two are now going to be defined as a screw. So depending on the revolutions, it will go a certain length. So if you want one revolution, if you want it to travel 1 millimeter for one revolution, you go 1, and you can go more and more and more. And distance revolution is the same, but just the opposite. So you want it to travel 5 mil for each revolution, and you can change the direction of the screwing right here. So if we do that, as I turn this, you see how it's unscrewing, and if I do that, it's going to screw it. So that's how the screw mate works. Just to define it completely, you can always say from there to there. Sorry, from there to from that face to this face. Oh yeah, I just want to. Yeah. So this is 100 mil, 100 mil distance there. So you can go from there to there, and say advanced mates maximum. Say minimum is 0, maximum is 100, just to define it completely. And now you're all good. So if I go the other way around, it will just allow me to go up to there, and if I go the other way around, it will just go up to 100. So you see that that face and this face are coplanar. So the only reason I did that was to show you how the screw mate works. So this is 20. I'm just gonna edit the minimum distance here. You can edit it. Yeah, you can edit it by right-clicking and then just say 20, so it doesn't go more than that. And now you just notice that that once the cap is completely closed, this is too short. So since I defined the distance from the arc to the line to be 10, no matter how I change this one, this will automatically update as well. So I'm just going to change it, rebuild it. Oh, maybe that's too much. Let's say 30. And I go Control V for rebuilding, just in case, just so you don't get lost. So that's the screw mate. So now I'm gonna use this one, and oh yeah. So I'm gonna create a new part, Control N, Enter, and I'm gonna create another part, which is gonna be a cam. So we said 20 here. Let's just say something like that. I don't exactly know how my cam is gonna go, so I'm just gonna create some parts here, some lines. Oops, Control Z to go back. Line, line. So these two are tangent because this is the tangent relationship. So I'm gonna click on the line and the circle, and this is a tangent one as too. So just remember that we have this now. So if you have any questions when I'm going through the tutorial, you can always ask me. I will answer it as soon as I read the comments here. So just to finally find it, I'm gonna go and say this is a, let's say 15. These two can now change and do this, so I'm just gonna go and make it vertical. And if you keep seeing the blue lines, it's no problem. You just have to drag and see what can change. And if you wanna completely define that, you know what's changing. So I'm just gonna say this will be 20 as well. And now it's completely defined. So I can trim any of these, or go to my wheel and go down here and just click and drag, and this will get rid of everything else. That's how I know this is working. and I'm just gonna go S and extrude and just say 12 from now. So I'm just gonna save it as whatever. What I did was Control S, Enter, and it's gonna save it as a default by default name. So I'm gonna go up here, and I will have my part 5. Just say these two Control. I'm gonna hold on Control, and this is gonna give me the concentric mate automatically. Just when I leave the control. If I go somewhere else, it would disappear. So I'm holding Control, just letting it go, and it will appear over there. So that's how it does it faster. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna say these two are coincident, and I'm gonna create another mechanical mate here. So I'm gonna go gear and say this, and oh, now I can show you something more interesting. So in SolidWorks 2016, you can go right click and say component preview window, and it will show you the part by itself. So now if you create a mate, say mechanical mate, gear, I'm gonna click on this, and then I can click on the other part on the other side, and it will create the mate automatically. So I'm just gonna say a ratio from 1 to 1, just because we can. That would mean that we have a keyhole right there or something like that. And now say OK, and I can exit the preview, and as you see, both of my parts will automatically be mated, if that's the right word. And yeah, so that's what I wanted to do. Now I'm just gonna make this a little bit transparent so we can see what's going on the other side. And that's what it's doing. And the screw mate right here allowed me to travel a certain distance as I go through the revolutions. So up here you can see now that there's well, not interference, but it's gonna, if I put something up here, it's gonna touch my cam. So I'm just gonna double click it and say 40, rebuild it, or say Control B, either one. And I think that's good enough. I just went Control 4 for my views. So if I go Control 1, it's the front, Control 2 is the back, Control 3 I believe is the left, Control 4 is the right, Control 5 top, Control 6 the bottom, Control 7 isometric. And if you click on a plane and go Control 8, it will go normal to that plane. So if you go Control 8, it will go the first normal view, and if you go Control 8 again, it will go the second normal view. So that's how you know how I'm mobilizing if I'm not going up here and trying to put the views here. Then yeah, so now I'm gonna create another part. So we've been doing 20s, so I'm just gonna keep going with 20s. So 20 here, and maybe just something like this. So I'm gonna click on that line and the point and say midpoint. So if I drag on one side, the other one will update. And just go 15 here and say 35. So now I have two, yeah, and now I have two shapes. Now I'm gonna go extrusion, and I'm gonna click on the regions that I want to use. So now if you see, I can the regions means that it will create at the material just where it's intersecting. You can also click on the lines on the sketch itself, so it does all the sketch. And if we do the circle, it's going to do the circle. So right now I'm just interested in the circle, so I'm going to click on that and just extrude it a certain amount. Yep. Say OK, and then I'm going to go and click on the sketch back again and say extrusion. So I'm going to extrude the other side. I'm just going to click the rectangle and say there's 5. And now I forgot another part, so I'm just going to see and click on the cylinder here. So the radius is 10.5. I'm going Control Tab to change between windows, just so you see. And yeah, so I'm gonna edit the sketch and create another part, another line, sorry. And we said 10.5 radius. That's a 10.5 times 2 for the diameter. And we've got that. Now I'm gonna keep clicking on that sketch, say extrusion, and click on that region. And maybe just a little bit more. And we've got that now. We're gonna make it prettier in a little bit. So now I'm gonna go back to my part, to my assembly, go part, and just say create a slot mate, which I believe it's in a mechanical, yeah, slot. So I'm gonna click on the slot and click on the part that I want it to be in the slot. So now that slot is going to allow me to go up and down in that slot, right? And for this one, seems like it's too small. Let's try the longest path. Yeah, seems about right. And that seems that it's about right as well. Yeah. So now I'm gonna go on another mate, which is the cam mate. For a cam mate, it's gonna ask you for a cam path, which is gonna be that. So the difference between a cam and a path, it's that a path needs to be open and the cam needs to be completely closed. So as you see, as this cam path, it's tangent and completely closed. If it wasn't tangent, it wouldn't do it. And the cam follower is just another shape here. So what I'm doing now is just selecting these faces, and maybe I'm just going to say that this is 12, so I'm just going to make it equal. This is 12. I'm going to say this face and this face are coincident, and I believe I wanted to follow it on the other side. So yeah, that's how you change it. You wanna follow it from the inside or wanna follow it from the outside? It's up to you. So now I'm just gonna go and say change again the transparency, save it so it looks better. Oh, I'm gonna make half of that. So this is gonna be 6, and maybe this will be 6 too. So now I've changed the stuff, and I'm going Control V so it updates, and that's what it's going to do. So now as I turn this, you see the bottom part is going to follow that cam, and that's how it's working. If I go the other way around, it's going to do that, and that's the mechanical mate working right there. So if you just want to follow it completely, you can probably just say that this face and the front plane are parallel, just so this is always parallel. It's always looking to the top, and now it will follow it all the way. So that's the mechanism that we are doing right now. So just let me know if you have some questions. I will try to answer it in this. Let me see if I'm connected to the chat. I should be connected to the chat, so just feel free to ask me any questions right now if you feel like it. And don't forget, this will always be updating to YouTube, so you don't, if you miss something, you can always go back. The link to the YouTube channel is on the Twitch, on the Twitch channel. Otherwise, just look for me in as the Random Engineer with no spaces. So now that we have done with our mechanism, we will save it and we're gonna make it pretty. So just to finish it, let's say we're gonna give it some appearance, metal appearance to this. So yeah, let's just say this is brushed steel. I'm gonna assign that to the part. I want this part to be nylon. So just go plastic, something like nylon. Could be textured. Maybe something like this. The secret. Oh, but we need it to be transparent, right? So Control Z. Oh, I'm just gonna edit that. I went to the appearances and click on delete. Sorry, remove. So I'm going back and say I want acrylic. So maybe it's gonna be clear polypropylene to the part, and then just give it some high gloss red there, low gloss green there, just so it looks good. So as you see, I'm regularly checking on my chat also. So I'm just gonna save it with Control S, and you have two options. If you have a quite good video card, you can go Real View, and this is automatically chosen by SolidWorks within your video card capabilities. If you cannot do it, it's just because your computer will explode if you do. So this is just like a pre-render that you can do right there. And if you want to go and make a preview render, you can go into your render tools and say preview window, and it will render it for you. And you can save that preview too. So it's going to take a little bit depending on your video card, again, and your RAM space and stuff like that. And it's going to be a picture of your design, of however you like it. So you can save that and you can be done. So that is basically the cam mate and the screw mate in SolidWorks. This is something that you can do. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please subscribe to my Twitch channel or my YouTube channel. I upload videos every week. Yeah, I try to do 2 or 3 videos a week, and yeah, I'm just trying to share a little bit of what I know. And if you have any questions during my live stream, you can always ask me, and I will answer you as soon as I can and as best as I can. So this, like I said before, this video is going to be updated in YouTube. Oh, great! Someone followed me. Sorry, I couldn't really see who that is, but thank you very much for following. From just so you know, I'm going to be making some pretty interesting stuff. Right now, I'm just doing tutorials, but in the future, I will be making mechanisms and things that we can also build in real life. So again, I hope you guys like this video, and please feel free to subscribe and like and share and all that good stuff. See you next time.